leap until you get past Thanksgiving. I want the percentage of which that are going to be playing the Eagles on the Friday after Thanksgiving, so from the next day hosting the Bears, is probably going to be an epic number.
I think you're right.
50% minimum.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, plus just of how many times have we talked about with some of these teams as we do every Tuesday, looking ahead to some of the big options for Survivor that week and big favorites. How many times have we even said with the Eagles, it's like, like other teams like the Packers or whatever. Hey, I think they're not only do you have the holiday considerations to save them for, but I don't think they're playing their best football right now, so it would be another reason not to use them. So I'm kind of with you. I think there's a lot of people we're going to see use them on Black Friday.
Yeah. And, as I said last week, if there's only one football game to be played, do you trust any team more than the Philadelphia Eagles? I don't know if you do. Which is
you did say that. I said the Chiefs, and as of right now, you'd be the one who looks smarter than me.
Well, rather than launch into the first game on Week 12, which I'll say that for after the break, because I just want to talk about, I was thinking about, on the way in, what's the topic sentence of yesterday in the NFL? And I think it's the bookends of the Dolphins-Washington game in Madrid, Spain, to start the day. You get up at that 6:30 Pacific?
Oh, I was up for about the third quarter, Gil.
Well, I was up for it. Believe me. Will Hill said, we do a segment on the Megapod called Dumbo of the Week, where we look at the coaches, and he said it's a three-way tie. The Dolphins, Washington, or Mike McDaniel, Dan Quinn, and those of us who chose to watch every play, which is probably accurate by Will. But the bookends of that, and then the Lions-Eagles game at night. And the only reason I sort of say that is when you bet these things, the beauty of you betting golf and me betting tennis is there's a assumption of rational decision-making and refereeing, umpiring.
Right.
There's no coaching that's polluting what actually happens on the playing field, and there's no officiating that pollutes what happens on the playing field. So in the Miami-Washington game, which we're not going to get to today really in depth because both teams are going to be in a bye after their game in Madrid, but for those who missed it, the shenanigans at 13-13, right, where Washington has a 4th and goal at the 1, Zach Ertz slips, and it's incomplete. Had the play. Then Miami punts on the next drive, and Sanders muffs it. So Miami's got the ball at the Washington 42 with 4:11 left. They're not. It's like huge advantage Miami, and they end up 2nd and 5 at the Washington 24 with 2:34 left. And here's where it really. Devon Achane then gets out into the open, and instead of going to the end zone or sliding. He decides to run out of bounds.
Yeah.
That's the first mistake.
Yeah.
Right? So it stops the clock. And Washington at this point has one timeout in the 2-minute warning left. And him running out of bounds, it's like, oh, thank you for that, if you're a Washington backer or a Washington fan. So he goes 18, he runs out of bounds, and of course what happens, right? Miami stagnates. They get to 4th and goal at the 1. 4th and goal at the 1 with 1:44 left. What do? Everybody's screaming that Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins should absolutely kick the field goal here. Go up. Washington has no timeouts left at this point. Kick the field goal. They don't. They go for it. Gordon is stuffed. Okay, now people were outraged at McDaniel for this. I have to say this. It is kind of defensible for him to go there.
I didn't really have a problem with it.
Yeah, people were losing their minds, and I get it because it would just be like Miami not to get in the end zone. Of course, they didn't. They didn't have a chance. But again, here's just one bot. Believe in the bots as you will. It's pretty even across the board what you're supposed to do there. Your choice is you're up 3 and Washington gets a kickoff return and a field goal ties it, or you don't get it. Washington has no timeouts, pinned at their 1. It was a 3, actually, because they lost 2 yards. And they have a field goal to win it at that point with no timeouts. But then he compounds it, right? Because they don't get it. And then Washington takes over at their own 3 with 1:41 left. They go to Debo for 28, McNichols for 1. Miami calls not one timeout after a run. Remember, McNichols' run. Washington has no ability to stop the clock. Miami calls a timeout. Then they call a timeout after the next play. And you're like, what am I watching? And then Gay misses the field goal in the end. Matt Gay misses a 56-yarder. Mariota throws a pick to begin overtime, and Miami wins it anyway. But so there was that, right? People already, like, what are we watching? if you can't count on these coaches to be present, calling timeouts on defense when Washington has no ability to stop the clock, Achane going out of bounds. Some people had a problem with the 4th and goal to 1. I understand if you did, it's not, but I don't think it's the most clear-cut decision in the world. And then at night, you have this game between Detroit and Philadelphia where some folks have a problem with Dan Campbell because he seemingly goes for it every 4th down. And it doesn't matter if anytime there's a big moment between the Lions and the Eagles basically take their face and stuff it in the locker room. So he keeps going for it. But then later on 4th downs, he doesn't, which means he is following some kind of analytics-based percentages, I guess. And then this huge defensive football game in the end, Detroit's about to get the ball back with a chance to tie it at least in a 1-score game, down 7, and they throw a flag on a pass interference that was completely phantom. And so I just feel as a bettor and as a football fan, bookending the days with those two things left this taste in your mouth. You're like, wow, we put in a lot of hours for this, just to be torpedoed by the lack of rational thinking and rational umpiring and refereeing.
It might be unexciting today on some of these things. Like it was I wouldn't have thrown a flag there. I'm not shocked at all one was thrown though. Like it's that, I don't know.
I thought it was pretty bad. There was that one, and then there was one in the Miami game where Debo with the Dolphins got flagged for one. It was like, what was that?
Yeah. That one was bad, yes.
I thought they were both terrible. Anyway, we'll get into it. Trying to find some value. Week 12, coming up. Guessing lines here on a numbers game at VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
If you're serious about football betting, VSiN's got your weekend game plan. Fridays at 7 p.m., it's the Circa Friday Football Invitational. Saturday morning, VSiN's college football tailgate show at 9 a.m., breaking down matchups, props, and big-time bets. Later that night, join the football contest show as the sharpest betting minds give you their picks for Sunday's game. And Sunday at 9 a.m., lock in with Mitch and Paulie on VSiN's Pro Football Tailgate Show. Your final stop before kickoff. Check out the full lineup at VSiN.com and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, a network of sports betting analysts, writers, hosts, and handicappers, all here to help you become a more confident bettor. We broadcast live every day from Las Vegas, the sports betting capital of the world, and from studios across the country, giving you insight from every angle of the action. Take VSiN with you wherever you go with the VSiN Watch app, or catch us on streaming platforms and regional sports networks. You can also listen live on SiriusXM Channel 158 and on radio stations nationwide. Check out VSiN.com as well for betting tools, exclusive betting splits, AI-powered player prop projections from Opta, pro picks for every game, plus in-depth betting guides and articles built to give you an edge. From sharp betting analysis and daily best bets to insider interviews and expert breakdowns, VSiN is your trusted source for everything happening in the world of sports betting. See everything we have to offer at VSiN.com and become part of the Sports Betting Network.
Coming up on the next edition of Follow the Money, Monday Night Football. Could be a good one, high scoring. Cowboys and Raiders right here in our backyard. Nick Whalen to recap Week 11 and look ahead to all the top games coming up in props Monday night. Warren Sharp also picks and props in the NFL and a loaded NBA card. Follow the Money, 4 to 7 Eastern on VSiN. The Sports Betting Network, now SiriusXM Channel 158. Check out the website for all the betting tools and analysis, or get the VSiN Watch app.
VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
By midseason, the lines get sharper and every edge matters. That's where VSiN Pro comes in, giving you the insights and data to stay one step ahead every week. Sign up now and get instant access to daily best bets from VSiN hosting guests, real-time DraftKings and Circa betting splits, AI-powered prop tools and matchup analysis, 24/7 video and replays on the VSiN Watch app, plus our new college basketball betting guide featuring top 50 rankings, futures, and season-long prop bets. Start betting smarter today for just $9.99 or save 50% with an annual plan. Sign up now at VSiN.com/subscribe. That's VSIN.com/subscribe. We get tweets at Beating the Book. Y'all are the best. This is from William Rosenkrantz, who says, can we confirm that Gil went into that casino, talk about Resorts World, like Michael Corleone asking Mo Green about straightening Kelly Bidlin out? I did not make it. Maybe I made a call or two, perhaps. Michael Harrison, refs have removed the spontaneous joy that comes with watching football. You can't get excited about anything because there's always a flag on the ground. So instead of the Lions getting a big stop, we get to instead watch Philly run out the clock. Awesome, he says.
I like the first part of that too. Of the you can't see a play. If you see a play where you think there's anything questionable that might have happened, like you're like, all right, wait, let me see if there's gonna be a flag.
You have to wait 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, give it a couple beats.
And then there's the one.
Okay, I think we're good.
And then there's the one where you do wait 2.5 seconds. You still think there's no flag because the announcers didn't catch it. And then there's a flag on the
that too.
Yeah. Bo Murphy X going to need Kelly to pin the segment where he explains Saturday nights at the top of his Twitter feed, just like Gil recounting his ordeal from the 2018 NFL Draft. Kelly not as excited on Monday morning.
Yeah.
I'm getting the sense.
Gil's was also the bigger deal.
Dan Goodwin, we're going to talk about that. A Caesars Sports brutal bookmaking thing. Eric Biggio, you're on call here. Hans Gruber, you chaps rightly point out how whale capper Drew Dinsick was the first to point out alt-season win totals. We're 10 days from Thanksgiving, and New England, Denver, Indianapolis have already cashed their over. Cincinnati, they're under. Real value probably is in the alt totals. Yes, shout out to Drew, who was the first to really talk about that here on the show. Eddie Vegan Runner. Time for my favorite drinking game. Every time Gil says matriculate, I do a shot. Thank you for all the great content. Happy Monday and happy early holidays to you. To you as well, man.
Oh, man.
To you as well. And then Real Knicks, I'll just Ron Burgundy this one. I had a $25 free bet on DraftKings that I used on a potential profitable 14 parlay. Only leg left to win was the Panthers. When Fitzgerald nailed that field goal in overtime, I broke into a celebratory song, and only one song was appropriate. Gordon Lightfoot for the win. And Las Vegas 514, yo, glad my ass was in the DMV and not all the way in Madrid, Spain to see such nonsense. Sheesh. On to next season. Oh, it's been a lost season.
At least we sent them a game that was easy to understand at the end, right?
Sure.
I would have liked to see the guy in the stands trying to explain to everybody what's going on with certain things. This is what the coach is thinking. Oh, wait, I don't know what he's thinking.
All right, let's do it. Guessing lines, Week 12 in the National Football League. Yeah. Let's do this.
Week 12? Week 12 of the NFL.
I'd love to say I can't believe it's Week 12, but guess what? I can believe it's Week 12.
Now, this happens to me every year.
I absolutely can believe it's Week 12.
I think I've texted Gil every month, too. I'm like, how is it October already? How is it November already? How is it Week 12 already? All right, Thursday night, Week 12. We got a good Thursday night game, maybe, I think. Maybe. Bills at Texans.
7-3 Bills, 5-5 Texans. Bills and the Bucs was the shootout of the day in the NFL. I don't know if you prefer that kind of game over the defensive struggle we saw last night. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Buffalo, second time they had the ball, first time they had the ball, 2nd and 10 at their own 5. Josh Allen, trying to avoid a safety, an ill-advised push pass from the end zone picked by Jacob Parrish. And the announcers do everything they can not to say anything bad about Josh Allen when that happens.
How dare you, Gil?
But if that's another quarterback, oh my God, they go crazy.
He's just trying to make a play, okay?
Tampa Bay from the Buffalo 7, they settled for a McLaughlin 23-yard field goal. That would come back to haunt them too. 3-0 Tampa Bay from the 7. That's all they got. Buffalo after Mecole Hardman 61-yard kick return, 10 plays, 36 yards. 4th and 4 at the Tampa Bay 30. Allen to Gabe Davis for 7. 6 plays later, Allen in from 2. 7-3 Buffalo. Tampa Bay would answer. This was just back and forth. 11 plays, 69. Mayfield in from 4, out on 4th and inches, 10-7. 12 minutes left in the half. Then Buffalo, 6 plays, 67 yards. Allen to Tyrell Shavers from 43 out, 14-10 Buffalo.
Who's that guy? Anybody else do that? Shavers.
That's right.
That guy looks good. Where's he been?
Anybody did? Is he related to Ernie Shavers? Tampa Bay comes right back. 6 plays, 66 yards. Tucker in from 43. Sean Tucker, what a game. 17-14 Bucks, 5:37 left in the second quarter. Then Buffalo on a 4-and-out, 4th and 2 at the Tampa Bay 43. After a couple Allen overthrows, he's picked off a deflection by Servachier Dennis. You name your kid Servachier?
I like it. That's a good one.
That's a nice one. Buffalo, next time they got the ball from their own 8, though, 20-yard Allen to Shavers pickup, roughing the passer. 3 plays later, Allen to Ty Johnson for 52, 21-17 Buffalo. And then it would be 21-20 at the half. Third quarter, more of the same. Tampa Bay 3-and-out, but Hardman fumbles the ensuing punt, recovered by Ryan Miller. Tampa Bay set up at the Buffalo 43, 7 plays later. Sean Tucker in from Ziggs, 2-point try fails, 26-21 Tampa Bay. Halfway through the third, then it would be cut to 26-24. With 5 minutes left in the third. Tampa Bay then, 3rd and 6 at their own 32. Up 2. Baker picked by Cole Bishop. Buffalo 1 play. Allen to James Cook for 25. Touchdown, 31-26 Billiards. Tampa Bay responds again. 9 plays, 62 yards. Baker to Tucker from 28 out. What a day for Sean Tucker.
Yeah.
32-31, 2-point try fails. Early moments of the fourth quarter. Then Buffalo, 8 plays, 81. Allen to Gabe Davis for 22. To Knox for 23 on the drive. Allen in from 5. 2-point try fails. 37-32. And then Buffalo next time after a Tampa Bay 3-and-out from their own 15. Allen from 9 out, 44-32. The game would end when Tampa Bay 1st and 10 the Buffalo 31. Baker sacked by Daquan Jones. He fumbles, and Dorian Williams recovers. 44-32 Bills over the Bucks. Owen Wright got himself 1 kickoff return for 25 yards.
Yeah, he did.
Yes, sir.
And Josh Allen played like a god.
That's a
God amongst men.
That's a tough non-cover for those who had Tampa Bay. Not a bad beat, but it's a tough non-cover.
Yeah, I had Tampa Bay. That was I was hoping with the way it was moving that they were going to get in the back door at least, but no, did not happen.
So many lead changes. And then there's Houston, the opposite of this game.
By the way, real quick, I didn't want to cut you off right in the middle. Was either defense aware of like running backs in the flat? Or like how many times was that
so
like,
bad.
let me just, here, Tucker, like, here, take this 40 yards. James Cook, here you go.
This will get into a discussion later about, because we'll talk about, who do you legit think now from either conference can win the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
And I think the AFC, first of all, I think the NFC is a clear choice of 4, and you can and you can really decide between them because they're all good. And in the AFC, good God, I have no idea.
I think right now, Gil Alexander, we are set up for a very, very, very fun playoffs.
Good God, I have no idea in the AFC.
Yeah.
None.
Me too. I'm with you.
The opposite of that Buffalo-Tampa Bay game was the Houston-Tennessee game. Tennessee, like so many games this year, they take the lead in the first half, and they keep it throughout the first half. By the way, 4th and goal, first drive of the game for Houston. Mills sacked by Cody Barton. 4th and goal to 1. Then Ridley is carted off after 1 play for Tennessee, done for the year. I believe. They said it was a hamstring. Now they're saying it's worse than that?
I'll have to check on that.
We have to check on that. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I thought it was a hamstring injury. Now I'm hearing worse. Sly kicks a 56-yard field goal, 3-0 Tennessee. That would be the score at the half, because all it was 3-and-outs and punts and all that. Tennessee would up it to 6-0 early third quarter. And then finally, Houston, 65 yards. Mills to Collins for 18 and 14 on the drive. To Jaden Higgins for 23 on the drive. Mills to Collins from 3 out, 7-6. The Texans take their first lead a little more than halfway through the third quarter. 10-6. Then Tennessee, 3rd and 10 at their own 42. Ward sacked by Anderson. Fumbles. Anderson recovers. Houston set up at the Tennessee 34. They settle for a Matthew Wright 43-yard field goal. 13-6. Houston. 11:59 left. Now, a couple drives later three drives later for Tennessee, pardon me. They're down 7. They're at their own 5-yard line against one of the NFL's best defenses. And, of course, what do? 11 plays, 95 yards against one of the best defenses in the league. Ward to Van Jefferson from 4 out. We are tied at 13 with 1:35 left. Could it be a Tennessee Titans win? No. Houston, courtesy of a 3rd and 16 at their own 42, where it's a 17-yard completion from Mills to Collins, helps them set up a right 35-yard field goal. Ball game. 16-13 Texans. I will say Buffalo at Houston. I will say Buffalo minus. This is probably Stroud back, we think, for this one?
I would think so, but, man, you never know.
Does that matter? Buffalo minus 4.5.
Right now, you are right on the money everywhere. Interesting line movement in this one, I guess. This look-ahead 3 opened a lot of places 4.5 yesterday, got bet down a little bit with the Texans taking money, but now we're back out at 4.5 pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about you would think about the Texans that would want to take money on them, but I guess cooler heads prevailed in the market. I don't know. I don't think anything. I mean, obviously Texans good on one side of the ball, still not good on the other.
It's going to be a fascinating contrast of styles, I think, from that standpoint, right? I mean, like, anybody can get after this Bills defense.
Strength on strength, weakness on weakness is what that game is. That's your Thursday night football game, obviously with the Thursday night short week shenanigans thrown into the mix. We'll go to Sunday next. No more international games, right? That's it.
No! Keep it in the U.S. Let's go.
And wake up at a reasonable hour on a Sunday. Coming back on a numbers game at VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Got a good thing coming. Just wait and see. It's a good.
Sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup, then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to vsin.com/pro to join VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Ready to boost your bankroll? Bracco's giving new depositors a 50% bonus up to $750 in Bracco cash. Just use promo code VSiN when you sign up. Bracco's lines are live on our VSiN betting splits page. See where the action is moving before you bet. Turn your bonus into an edge with insight that matters. Go to Play Bracco, that's BRACCO, playbracco.com today, and use promo code VSiN. We get tweets of beating the book. Just want to read a few here. This is from Alan Harris. Didn't Buster Rhymes ask us to pass the Cervatier? No, it's Tim Meadows saying pass the Courvoisier, I believe it was. Bridge Sweet. Which casino will ban Kelly next? That should be a parlor game. Jack Olaquire. Gil, talking about international games, I saw a report where owners are hoping to have 16 of these in the near future. And next year, one in Australia. What time do we have to get up for that one? Not only are they thinking about more international games, they're thinking about having an international team. How's that going to work? Seriously. Again, the only way Major League Baseball could expand to the West Coast if the Giants and Dodgers went together. You can't have one team in Europe, one team in London or wherever. How are they going to travel? By the way, this is a little thing from Connor Allen, NFL. Brutal bookmaking by Caesars, he says here. Caesars voided the under longest field goal in the Giants-Packers game today. I asked why. They said it's because no field goals were attempted. Yet no action on no field goals attempted is not listed in the house rules when you finalize the bet, in your bet slip, or in the market. Caesar's response to this, there's another one. They reached out and to explain why, and when I asked where I could find the rules, they said not all rules are available. They claim they have, quote, too many prop bets to list all the rules, unquote. Completely invalid argument. If you post a market, rules for that market should be available somewhere, plain and simple. Other books graded as a win as well, not even a significant amount of money for me, but had tons of subs, tail, and don't think this is right. We've seen this one before.
Yeah. Yep.
And, yeah, should probably be noted
I think it's just, it's a tough one. Yes, I think it should be noted somewhere. I think it's, I don't know how you feel, Gil, but if I see a prop like this, or first team to score, right, or first touchdown to be scored, I think.
What if no touchdown is scored?
That's one of the first things I think of. I don't know if I should expect everybody else to, so I understand where the anger is coming from. I do wish that note would be listed somewhere. I think in an ideal world that's what would happen, but I just think if you're betting props like that, you got to be careful and ask yourself that question first, and then ask someone who works there. Ask someone who works there if you don't know.
And maybe they won't know either.
They probably won't know. They probably will not.
That's the problem. You ask someone at the counter, they're like, I don't know.
But that information needs to be available somewhere.
Yes, it do.
Whether that's on the app, whether that is someone at the counter, whether that is someone you can call and ask whether it's in house rules.
Sometimes, Kelly, they have it outright listed on the ticket, and then they don't treat it as an outright. That's happened before, too. I won't get into that. What's next?
But never to you, right? All right, Sunday early window, Steelers at the Bears.
6-4 Steelers, 7-3 Bears. This is one of these ones where if you, at the beginning of the season, if I was able to give you a snapshot going into week 12 of this game board and it showed 6-4 Steelers versus 7-3 Bears, you'd lose your mind.
This Ben Johnson thing's really working, which it kind of is, I guess.
6-4 Steelers, Pittsburgh getting it done yesterday against the Cincinnati Bengals. Opened the game 8 plays, 78 yards. Rodgers to Gainwell from 11 out. Gainwell was everywhere yesterday. 7-0 Pittsburgh, less than 5 minutes in. But then Cincinnati would respond. 71 yards. Flacco to Higgins from 28 out. 7-7. But there was a penalty on the extra point try. So they take it from the 1 and they fail. So it's 7-6 Pittsburgh. It's amazing how many times that happens. Teams get lured into the 1 yard, 2-point conversion. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, we got to go for this now. Nope. You're down 7-6. It'll be 10-6 Pittsburgh at the half. Then 10-9. And Aaron Rodgers had himself a wrist injury or a hand injury. They believe it could be broken. They're fearing that it could be broken. Mason Rudolph came in the game. Obviously, Rodgers never to return. Rudolph to Roman Wilson for 17 on 3rd and 11 at their own 36. Then to Darnell Washington for 17 on 3rd and 17 at their own 46. That led to a Boswell 30-yard field goal, 13-9 Pittsburgh. Then Cincinnati, still only down 4. I mean, this game got out of hand late, but this was nip and tuck for 3 quarters. Cincinnati 3rd and 9 at the Pittsburgh 35. Remember, they're only down 4. Flacco picked by Kyle Duggar, 74 yards to the house. 20-9 Steelers with seconds left in the third quarter. Then Jalen Ramsey gets DQ'd for throwing a punch. He's not always calm. Let's put it that way. McPherson 48-yard field goal cuts it to a one-possession game, 20-12 Pittsburgh with 9:41 left. It's still a one-possession game. But then Pittsburgh 65 yards. Rudolph to Gainwell from 5 out. 2 plays after Rudolph to Gainwell for 28. 27-12 Pittsburgh. 3:40 left. And then Cincinnati first and 10 their own 28. Flacco to Fant for 4. Hit by Brandon Eccles. Fumbles. James Pierre recovers 33 to the house. A second defensive touchdown. 34-12 Steelers in a game that was way closer than the final score suggests. But congratulations to all who had the Steelers in Survivor as well. They are. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna have the late. I mean, I haven't seen much of an update on Rodgers. Schefter yesterday had it is believed to be, quote, a slight break in the left wrist. He's going to be having testing done today, and we'll know full extent. So expect more today.
Not his throwing hand.
Not his throwing hand, correct. Left wrist. So that's part's important.
Here it is, Ian Rappaport. For Aaron Rodgers, who has tested today, whether he's able to play Sunday will be determined by if he can injure himself further and if he can grip a football. He was described as 50-50 for Sunday. That was yesterday. He never came back into the ballgame. Chicago Bears. I had the Vikings in this one, man. I felt great about it. What was my handicap? This is the one where Brian Flores' defense gets to the Bears' offense. That wasn't entirely wrong. It's not like the Bears did a lot offensively. But you know what I didn't count on? J.J. McCarthy not being so great at football, I don't think.
Yeah, they've Minnesota, you got a major problem, it looks like.
3-0 Minnesota. This is in the second quarter. Chicago 15 plays, 74 yards. Monangai in from 1, 7-3 Bears, 4:55 left in the second quarter. Then Minnesota first and 10, their own 31. McCarthy hit low, picked by Kevin Byard. They settle for a Santos field goal, 10-3 Bears with 2 minutes left in the half. And then Minnesota first and 10 at the Chicago 30. They matriculated it. Drink. McCarthy picked by Nishan right deep in the end zone. 13-3 Chicago now in the third quarter. Got to 16-3. Field goal fest. Minnesota still can't do anything, right? Minnesota 3-and-out. J.J. errant throw to Justin Jefferson. And Justin Jefferson's frustration is getting palpable. It's actually right there in front of us. Like I think Justin Jefferson is finally understanding what it's like playing with a quarterback who's not that good for the first time in his life, maybe.
Yeah, but even so, I mean, God, comparing and contrasting him and A.J. Brown and how they react to things. Like, it's Justin Jefferson has still been such as professional as he possibly could be, it feels like.
Absolutely. By comparison, absolutely.
A.J. Brown can't stop. He can't stop winning games, and he still can't stop complaining.
That's right. So that's when you know it's really about you and not the team. You're 8-2, AJ. Maybe stop talking. Minnesota down 16-3 after a Miles Price 42-yard punt return, though. They're set up at the Chicago 24. 2 plays. Jordan Mason for 8. Jordan Mason for 16. Touchdown. 16-10 Bears with 12:33 left. And then Cairo Santos goes wide left on a 45-yard field goal try. This is very much up in the air. Minnesota's got the ball down 6. And guess what? 3-and-out after an Addison drop. Addison wasn't helping McCarthy either. Chicago 4th and 5 at the Minnesota 43 with 3:21 left. They're up 6. They elect to take a delay, or they elect and they punt. Did you like that they took the delay there? 4th and 5 at the Minnesota 43 with 3:21 left, up 6. They did not go for it. They said, we're going to punt.
Oh, I hated it.
And in the moment, I didn't like it either. I was like, that's curious. But J.J. McCarthy wasn't really doing much.
I'll be honest, though. At first, I thought it was the timeout coming in at first, which I think that drives me more nuts than anything. Like, fine, take the delay and punt. I hate the, well, we're going to try to draw you offside, then we're going to burn a timeout, then we're going to decide.
Well, sometimes it works. Minnesota from their own 15 with 3:14 left. 10 plays, 85 yards, including a 4th and 4 conversion at their own 45. J.J. to Addison for 5. 4 plays later, McCarthy to Addison from 15 out. 17-16, Vikings with 50 seconds left in the game. They may not cover, but they may actually win it. Except for the fact that then Devin Duvernay takes the kickoff 56 yards. And just like that, the Bears are set up at the Minnesota 40 with 42 seconds left. All they had to do is get, a few yards. That's what they did. They get it to a Santos 48-yard field goal. Good. Bears win it 19-17. And that goes down, even though he didn't do much on this one, that goes down as another fourth quarter comeback for Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. 19-17, Bears get to 7-3. Bears hosting the Steelers. Both of these teams could be 7-4 after this game, or the Bears could be 8-3. My goodness. I'll say Bears. I'll split the difference between a pick 'em at a 3. I'll say Bears minus 1.5.
Yeah, we opened 2.5, and then this went out to 3. I'm sure some concern about Aaron Rodgers baked into that. I bet the Bears. I bet the Bears on the money line. Nothing big yesterday, but right when these opened up and kind of knowing Aaron Rodgers could be up in the air a little bit, I did take a swing on the Bears.
You did.
I think the first time this year. So yeah, let's see Chicago.
Bears in playoff position and thinking big things.
Man, I just pulled up the schedule, though. The wins are not impressive.
No.
Not impressive.
No, we talked about that last week.
Yeah.
Coming back, looking for value. Really not much value at all. It's a numbers game right here at VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
VSiN's player prop projection tool is now available for the NBA. Get projections for points, assists, rebounds, and more powered by Opta AI. On VSiN.com/NBA props, we line up our projections against the latest DraftKings odds so you can quickly spot mismatches and find value before the market adjusts. The NBA player prop projections tool is available exclusively to VSiN Pro subscribers. Check it out now at VSiN.com/NBA props and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
Join the guru, John Hansen, at the intersection of prop betting and fantasy sports on Prop Points, only on VSiN.
Lesson number 1, Patty's back. I still believe that Caleb Williams is not any good. And, other than Rome Odunze, I don't trust anyone that can't run the ball.
John and his guests will help you find the connection between the two and give you his expert advice on how to capitalize when a number is too good to pass up. Prop Points, weekdays at 1 p.m. Eastern on VSiN.
VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Back on a numbers game, live from Circa Resort Casino, downtown Las Vegas. Gil Alexander. It's my little buddy Kelly Bidlin, everybody. Kelly Bidley. We get tweets, beating the book. Money Gun Guzz. Just like that field goal bet, DraftKings has the same rules for longest touchdown in a game. If there's no touchdown scored, your bet is a push. So DraftKings should say in print, must have a touchdown for action. Customer gets the shaft again. Judd O'Connor, the booze raining down at U.S. Bank Stadium after multiple misses by JJ was comical. You want to feel bad for a young guy, but when you are a farm like McCarthy has, he has to be able to take the heat with the praise. Aura farm. Love that.
So that's a new one for a numbers game.
Here it is. Aura farming, ladies and gentlemen, a slang term for the act of deliberately cultivating a cool or impressive image, often through curated online and offline actions. That's what J.J. McCarthy does, per Judd O'Connor. I love that. Michael Sachs. I had the shortest field goal bet in the Giants game. Also at Bet Rivers, at the bottom of the field goal menu, it said no field goal attempted, no bet. This is what we're talking about.
Yeah. See, something simple like that, right?
Yep. Ace Dick Cardano. Something tells me the book How to Maintain Cover and Play Nice with Local Casinos by Kelly Bidlin won't be printed anytime soon. Loveland is lovely this time of year. And Jason H11, happy Monday, guys. Quick question. Who's banned from more Vegas casinos, Gilly or Blacklist Bidlin? Forget casinos. I may not be welcome in Nevada if I keep talking about prediction markets.
I'm not banning any casino.
They're going to what do they call it?
Geofence
me out of Nevada pretty soon. Not even joking. All right, what's next?
Next up, early window, Patriots at the Bengals.
Patriots at the Bengals. All right, so the Patriots we already talked about. They played Thursday night. They beat the Jets by 13. That was what the closing line was. If you had to, if you got on the Patriots early on guessing lines last week, it was a winner for you. They're 9-2. The Patriots are 9-2. The Bengals fall to 3-7 with that loss we just talked about against the Steelers. Drake May on Thursday was 25 of 34 for 281. Still hasn't had himself a 300-yard game yet. 281. Thought he was going to get there. Travion had 3 touchdowns. They held the Jets 245 total yards. And then the Bengals in defeat yesterday. Flacco, 23 of 40 for 199. Bengals were -2 in turnovers. I'll say the Patriots minus... I'm going to go full 7. No, I'll say 6 on the road.
That was a good mental exercise by you right there. 5.5, 6 is where it opened, and we have flown to 7 across the board.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That was one of those... it's like, obviously, you wait for this before you talk about anything with lines, right? That opener came out, I'm like, 5.5. I'm like, I know which direction this is going to go. But I'm like, I don't really feel that comfortable even of laying 5.5 with the Patriots.
No, I don't either.
So I didn't bet it, but now I'm a little mad now to seeing it 7 everywhere.
But I mean, let's just talk about the Patriots for a second. We are, again, hope you were following the number 1 seed stuff, because the Patriots' schedule is just crazy easy the rest of the way, too. Good on them. They banked the wins. We are staring at an AFC playoff picture, right? At this point, so much football left to be played. Although, every week we talk about this less and less, right? Fewer and fewer games on this runway. But right now, you're looking at an AFC playoff picture where Drake May, Bo Nix, and Daniel Jones are vying for the number 1 seed.
Yeah, they are.
And the Josh Allens of the world and the worst of the division seeds, let's say it's Baltimore, Lamar Jackson, right? The 2 guys that have been the perennial MVP candidates will be on the road at least past the first round in the case of the Ravens, if they are to win the AFC North. Just as it's, I know Pittsburgh has a 1-game lead over Baltimore, but I still think Baltimore ends up as that team. It's just a fascinating, the way that the AFC is shaping up for the playoffs. I'm almost rooting for this, that we're going to get these guys that no one thought were that great before this season against the Hall of Fame guys who are going to be on the road.
Yeah, right. That's the big one, right? Patrick Mahomes, you got a shot still.
Patrick
Go play
Mahomes.
3 on the road. You got to win 3 on the road to get to the Super Bowl.
Which makes betting them kind of interesting because it really comes down to, what's your handicap? Do you think a road game in Indianapolis for any of those teams we mentioned, Buffalo, Baltimore, Kansas City, if Kansas City can get there, we'll talk about that coming up. Do you think a road game for any of those teams in Indianapolis, at Denver in the elevation, or at New England, who would be favored in those games, first of all, before you could even get your handicap? Who'd be favored? makes the AFC really interesting this year.
Well, I think that's just going to be fun. You're going to have a lot of tight lines, right? I mean, that's
going to be super interesting.
I mean, right now, it looks like it could be Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. You are on the road. You got to win 3 games before you can punch your ticket to the Super Bowl.
And we'll talk about the Chiefs when we get to the Chiefs. Next.
All right, next up, we have the Giants at the Lions.
Giants at the Lions today. This did one thing good before the season started. This Giants under 5.5. Yeah, keep losing. Jameis played pretty well, but, no. Giants, first drive, 9 plays, 65 yards, Singletary in from 5, 7-0 Giants over the Packers. 10:35 left in the first quarter, and Kelly Bidlin and all the Jameis people are loving it. Couple drives later for Green Bay. Jordan Love gets hurt on the drive, has to leave. He was questionable to return with a shoulder injury. And then Willis comes in, Malik Willis. He converts a 3rd and 8 at the Giants 32 for a 16-yard run. 5 plays later, Willis to Watson from 1 out. Watson, great snag. 7-6. Haversick way right on an extra point. Early stages of the second quarter. Then Jacobs goes into the tunnel. Josh Jacobs goes into the tunnel. He's questionable return with a knee injury. He never does return.
Mm-hmm.
Although, looks like they might have avoided the worst with Josh Jacobs. He just never came back in that game yesterday. Green Bay now down 7-6, 10 plays, 84 yards. Love back in to Golden for 24, to Dobbs for 22 on the drive. Emmanuel Wilson in from 11, 13-7 Packers halfway through the second quarter. And then the Giants respond. 68 yards, Singletary in from 2, but a chop block on the extra point try. So Young-Hae Koo has to try it from longer, and he misses his way left. 13 apiece at the half. So both teams missed an extra point. 13 all. Third quarter starts Green Bay, 66 yards. Love to Josh Wiley from 2 out, 19-13. Haversick extra point, way left from the wind. It was ridiculous. Then the Giants, after 2 fourth-down conversions on the drive, they get 4th and 3 at the Green Bay 10. Jameis sacked by Isaiah McDuffie. Next time the Giants get the ball, though, they cash it in. 15 plays, 85 yards, 4th and 2 at the Green Bay 22. Jameis to Isaiah Hodgins for 13. 3 plays later, Jameis in from 1, 20-19 Giants. 7:22 left in the fourth quarter. But Green Bay from their own 35, 3rd and 10 at their own 48. Love to Savion Williams for 32. 2 plays later, Love to Watson from 17 out. Great pass and catch. 25-20. 2-point try, Love to Emmanuel Wilson, 27-20 with 4:02 left. And the Giants from their own 35, Kelly, they get to 3rd and 6 at the Green Bay 14 with 40 seconds left. 14 yards away from tying it. Jameis picked by Evan Williams in the end zone. For all intents and purposes, that was the ball game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, man.
Hey, no, we knew the picks were coming. You just hope the touchdowns get mixed in, too.
It was 19 for 29. Jameis was for 201. No touchdowns, 1 pick.
You know what? It was, considering the wind, the quality of defense, it was still pretty good.
Giants fall to 2-9.
The one you can't do is you take that sack, though, at the end. Jameis, you're Jameis. Throw it up, man. Just throw it up.
In case you missed the game last night, Detroit and Philadelphia. What a defensive struggle. Detroit, first time with the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 26. Goff, deflected by Jordan Davis, picked by Cooper DeJean. Philadelphia set up at the Detroit 11. They have to settle for an Elliott 27-yard field goal, 3-0. Later, Detroit, 4 and out, 3rd and 1, and 4th and 1 at their own 48. Gibbs stuffed on both plays. Next drive, Detroit, 3 and out, 4th and 2 at their own 43. They go in punt formation. They decide to fake it. Up back gets the snap. Philly was ready for it. Grant Stewart stuffed for no gain. Philadelphia then 3rd and 11 at the Detroit 33. Hurts for 12. They have to settle, though, for an Elliott field goal. 6-0 Philly. 6:02 left in the second quarter. And then Detroit, they do cash in. 3 plays, 74 yards. Goff to St. Brown for 36. Then Goff to Jameson for 40. Just like that. Unsportsmanlike for humping the goalpost. So Bates has to kick the extra point from further back. He misses it. So it's 6-6 instead of a Lions lead with 5:05 left. And then Philadelphia to end the half. 10 plays, 64 yards, and 446 Hurts in on a Tuchus push. 13-6 Eagles. Halftime. Third quarter. Detroit, 4th and 5 at the Philly 32. They go for it. Goff incomplete, intended for Jameson. Next time Detroit had the ball, for Jameson Williams, that is. Next time Detroit has the ball. 4th and goal to 3. Goff incomplete, intended for St. Brown. Next time Detroit had the ball. 4th and 3 at the Philadelphia 45. Goff incomplete, intended for St. Brown. It's like we're watching Groundhog Day over and over in this game. 16-6 Philly now in the fourth quarter. Philly took a push on 3rd, but a false start before they try to get on 4th and 1 at their own 41. They have to punt. And then next time Philly has the ball, 4th at 4 and out. When the tush push, or as we like to say, the tuchus push, falls short on third and 1 and 4th and 1 at their own 29. So what Detroit did prove is that the tush push can be stopped. They proved that. Detroit was not one of the teams that voted to ban it. So Detroit ends up set up at the Philadelphia 29. I'm thinking to myself, is Dan Campbell going to know to kick the field goal here? He's so into it, going for it on 4th down. He was going to go for it, it felt like. But then Philly called timeout, gave him a chance to rethink it. So Elliott did kick a